everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Blake, and I'm Tony's best man, which is really ironic, dude, because on a very regular basis, you say on the phone, dude, you're probably the worst friend I've ever had. Which in our little lingo is actually a backhanded compliment. And while we're on the subject of our own little lingo, I don't call this guy Tony anymore. And throughout most of the speech tonight, I will be calling him the Cone. Half a lifetime ago, Tony and I walked on the campus of Ohio University as broadcast journalism majors, and we connected in pre-college. And we quickly found out that we both love sports, and we both liked music. He plays guitar, I play the drums. So many nights in his dorm room, we were drinking Natty Light, classic, and playing a little guitar and bongos, and that's how we got to know each other. The more we got to know each other, the more I found out about Tony. First and foremost, he's a deep man of faith. That's something I really respect about you, man. And I know you've always wanted to find a woman of deep faith, and that you guys have connected like that, it's really special. I'm really happy for you guys. One night when we were playing music in the dorm room, a few Natty Lights in, we talked about what we want to do after college. You know, our dreams, our goals, maybe things we want to do. And we both shared a passion for traveling. So we're like, dude, let's drive the lower 48 states together. Now, a lot of people talk about doing really cool stuff, but Tony's one of those guys that actually makes it happen. So, as of today, Tony and I have driven through 43 states together. And one of the buzzwords in our lingo dictionary was ultimate. Dude, that's so ultimate. So we started this thing called Ultimate Road Trip. So post-college, for 6 months, we actually put it on the calendar. Like, we are going out west. We're driving 6,000 miles in 12 days together. We took time off of work, and for 6 months, we exchanged emails with all these itineraries. Sometimes, dude, that's stupid. We're definitely not doing that. But we did some pretty cool stuff. So, what have we done together? Dude, we have literally driven through 43 states. We have cruised the Pacific Coast Highway from Los Angeles through Big Sur to San Francisco. We've cruised the Oregon coast to Washington. We've hiked the Appalachian Trail in Maine. We've cruised Route 66 and eaten at Roadkill Cafe, which is hilarious because growing up, I had a poster on my wall that said the Roadkill Cafe. Little did I know I was going to eat there someday with my best friend. One time, we flipped a coin at the junction of, what was it?
I-40 East and US 93 South.
Yeah, there. To determine, he wanted to go to San Diego, I wanted to go to Vegas. There's a YouTube video, check it out, it's called Coin Flip from Hell. And we ended up in Vegas. Terrible night, but we met Pete Rose and it was a lot of fun. Lost a little bit of money in most of the road trip budget. On URT2, Tony passed out sleeping in the passenger seat, classic. We're driving through upstate New York and I saw a sign for Cooperstown. I'm like, the Hall of Fame's there. We both like baseball. So I took an exit, we got off itinerary, Tony woke up, and he was like, dude, where are we? I'm like, bro, we're going to the Hall of Fame. And we went to the Hall of Fame. We ran out of gas on a boat in the middle of a lake in New Hampshire. That sucked, but we got through it. We've explored the Grand Canyon together. We've camped all over, failing many times to build a fire. 2 grown men who can't build a fire is pretty pathetic, but hey. And while camping, you want to wake up first. Because if you wake up second, anything's fair game. And Tony rudely woke me up one morning, dangling a piece of dirty road trip laundry, and just screaming, right in my face. Could have done without that, gotta be honest. And then, of course, there was North Dakota. Big tourism industry up there, not a lot going on. Who goes to North Dakota? So Tony was invited to a wedding. This guy who's still kind of friends with, I'm not. And I was like, as an expert of getting a late +1 to weddings in my past, I'm like, Tony, what's up with the +1, man? So I was literally Tony's +1 to a wedding in North Dakota. And that's how he knocked out North Dakota together. And so we've been to 43 states, and now Tony, you've been to 48. which is, hey, that's awesome, man. I've been to 49, no big deal. But truly, man, I'm really grateful that we made the time in our younger years to do that together and do those ultimate road trips. So cool. So over the years, Tony and I have shared our ups and downs, mostly downs, with this hilarious and brutal pastime called dating. Now with the cone, there is always a similar pattern, which I refer to as the cone cycle.
You gotta explain that one.
Okay, I'm gonna explain it. Meet girl, get fake excited, go on a few dates, get demoted to the friend zone, or what I call the cone zone. That's worse than the friend zone. Call me, go full worst, and then just say about dating in general, dude, I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. But Tony always kept the faith. I don't know how, it's just really brutal, but you kept the faith, buddy. So one day, Tony called me and he was really excited about this new online class he was enrolling in. Christian apologetics. I had no idea what that was, but he was exploring his faith and he wanted to grow his relationship with God and challenge himself. And we know the rest of the story. There was a little chat room. Selena happened to be in the same class at the same time. And here we are today. The rest is history, right? Tony called me after never meeting this girl, after never having a phone conversation with this girl. He's like, dude, I really like this girl, man. I mean, I just really like her, man. Dude, I don't know, man, I just really like her. Classic Tony. But the way he talked about her, this time it was different. This time it was different. So they started having phone conversations, 6-hour FaceTime, that's normal. And I was like, well, can you send me a picture of the girl? So Tony sends me a picture, I check my phone. I'm like, okay, he's got no chance. But I was really rooting for you, buddy. And I was like, after a few weeks of them still not meeting each other, have you thought about meeting the girl? You know, maybe fly there, you know, actually meet her, give that a chance. So he was extremely nervous. He was extremely nervous. And what you guys might not know is when they met, here's kind of how the phone conversation went. He called me up, fully nervous. He's like, dude, I am literally flying across the country to see a girl I've never met in my life, and then meeting her entire extended family. Dude! But the cone was determined, and he got on that plane. And here we are today. It's a beautiful thing. Now, 3 months ago, actually 3 months ago to the day, Tony showed me once again how great of a friend he really is. Because 3 months ago today was probably the worst day of my life. And I was completely blindsided, my world was turned upside down, and I was in a state I've never been in. So who's the first call? Called the cone. Tony has this unique way of listening and just making you feel like everything's gonna be all right, calming you down. We had a little conversation. And while I was literally full worst, like the ultimate full worst I've ever been, Tony asked me to be his best man. And that was really cool, man. I really needed it. Yeah. So thank you. Help me get through the day. So he was talking about Selena, this amazing girl that she is. He's like, dude, you should talk to Selena. I'm like, talk to a girl I've never met about this crazy crap I'm going through? Sure, sounds great. So I shot her a text. And she's like, yeah, I get off work at 8, give me a call. So I'm calling a girl I know nothing about to spill my heart out about some pretty crazy stuff that just happened. And we were on the phone for an hour. And it was awesome. And I can't tell you thank you enough for that time and for being there. And toward the end of the call, she's like, can I say a prayer? I'm like, yeah, okay. This is the first. And you said the most beautiful prayer that I have ever heard in my life. And it just lifted my spirits and it meant the world to me. So thank you, Selena. Now back to these two. There are plenty of legitimate reasons why we shouldn't be here tonight. You know, the 2,000-mile commute, not exactly convenient. The fact that you guys met while taking an online class in the chat room. But here you are. You two had faith, and you guys felt something real. And you kept that faith, and you believed in each other even when it was not easy and it was tough. But you guys just stuck through it, and that's what love is. And that's awesome. And you guys just went for it, because too many people don't go for it. And they make excuses why they couldn't be really, really happy. And you guys took that risk, you put yourself out there, you went for it, and you made it happen. And I have all the respect in the world for you two for that. So Tony, I just want to tell you this, man. You are literally my best friend in the entire world. Other than my parents, you have the most integrity and authentic character of anyone I've ever known. Our friendship is truly one of the great blessings in my life, and being up here today as your best man is one of the great honors of my life. I consider you a brother, and I love you, man. So let's grab a glass. To Tony and Selena, their faith, their love, and their happiness. Cheers.